Hi, I'm Diana Middleton. I'm a lifestyle reporter with the Florida Times-Union. Today I'm going to be testing some recipes from a cookbook that claims you can make gourmet meals out of ingredients bought exclusively at the dollar store. Today I'm going to be making fried oysters with Louisiana mayo, tuna noodle casserole, and peach tartlets. But let's get started. This is the cookbook. I first heard about it on Rachel Ray. There was a taste-off. They ordered in a steak Diane from a New York eatery and tested it against her dollar store version. And apparently the testers could not tell the difference. We'll see. I'm quite a seafood aficionado, which is how I picked some of the seafood dishes. And I think I'll be able to test whether this actually tastes good or not since I've had so many oysters before around town. What I'm going to do is I'm going to be drenching them in a mixture of pancake batter and corn muffin mix. Now the cookbook encourages you to get really creative. So if you can't find the exact recipe, the dollar stores are kind of known for having spotty inventory. You can always feel free to substitute, which is what I'm going to be doing later on. Now I'm just waiting until they turn golden brown. And I've never fried anything really before, so this is kind of an experiment. So I'm about to get prepared for my first bite of my dollar store cuisine. Wish me luck. It's fairly decent. It's actually pretty good. The consistency of the oysters is a little strange. It's kind of, I don't want to say slightly grainy because that might be too gross, but that would be somewhat accurate. That also might be from the cornmeal mix, but the mayonnaise is a really nice touch. Just have a little bit of it on there. And that's pretty good. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to boil some of this pasta. 7 minutes. Now the book recommends, since I'm going to be basically cooking the pasta twice, once in the oven and once boiling it, I'm going to cook it for slightly less than 7 minutes. Put in our pouches of tuna. I have to get a fork. I'm sorry. Oh no. You can let out some rage. You calling me? Ah. I added something to the recipe. These dried chopped onion flakes. The recipe didn't call for them, but I'm really curious how they taste, so I put them on top. And we're going to let that bake until it's nicely browned. Okay, I'm about to try the tuna noodle casserole. And I'm going to make sure to get a big bite with all the layers in it. Okay. Ooh. I'm hot. It's nothing spectacular, but it is very comforting, very tasty. A little on the salty side, but, you know, again, you wouldn't find this at a fancy restaurant, but that's not really what this is about. For a nice, cheap meal at home, I think this does the trick. Pretty good, actually. I think the dried onion works well here, by the way. Makes it seem as if you're using more fresh ingredients because you can actually taste, you know, something that you would find in the produce aisle. Pretty good. These are very slippery, I'm warning you. I'm going to make the crust by combining some graham cracker crumbs, some sugar, and margarine. Now, here's some of that tweaking I was talking about earlier. They didn't have any sugar, so we're going to be using sweetener. We're going to see how that turns out. And they didn't have any margarine either, so I'm going to have to use some of my own. Calls for some chocolate hazelnut spread, sort of like Nutella, but surprise, surprise, they didn't have that either. So I decided to be a little bit more ingenious, and these are chocolate-covered graham crackers. So I'm going to go ahead and, crunch them in there, and that way there'll at least be some of that chocolatiness. I'm having to improvise yet again. The recipe called for toffee almonds. No such thing in there, but I did find this this can of mixed nuts, so I'm going through and I'm picking out the almonds. I have to tuck in and try all the food at once. The only thing I haven't tried yet is the dessert, so it came out a little bit more crumbly than I expected. It's not very tarty, but we'll see if that impacts taste. This is actually really good with the chocolate. Little bits of the chocolate graham cracker are really great with the peach. If I'd been able to find that Nutella-like spread, I think it would have been a little bit better. It would have held together more. But as messy as this is to eat, it's pretty tasty.